What added duties have you added to justify a $4,000 raise to somebody that's only been with the county as an employee for a couple months? It doesn't make sense. Isn't there a probationary period for a new employee?
Well, it would be nice if we had the their HR person to discuss the finer
Well,
points.
you got a cell phone, call and tell her to come out.
Well, I don't believe we're gonna wait for somebody to come down.
Well, whenever she gets here, then we can.
Well, before commissioners vote on any item, commissioners should be able to answer all questions. Your question was what? Is there a probationary period?
Yeah.
I believe that there's a 90-day probationary period. I'm not positive, but I believe that is accurate. We can check on that, or someone can check on that whenever they get back.
Yeah, but the checking on it after a vote doesn't make any sense. That should have all been taken care of before. And these extra duties, the fact that he's writing letters to different organizations and stuff, that's a commissioner's job. Mr. Ambrosini, are you putting some of your duties off on your assistant and making him a fourth commissioner? He was not elected by the people to be a commissioner and do county business. He was hired to help you in your office. And doing county business is not part of his, it can't be part of his job description.
Whatever his job description is his job.
Well,
And whatever assignments that the commissioners give him is his job. You know,
well,
Mrs.
okay,
Mazza, if you would,
okay, then let me say this to you. You're assigning him jobs that is actually should be done by you yourself, and you're making him a fourth commissioner.
Well, actually, I believe I read the job description, and it does consist that position will be directed by one commissioner, by a commissioner, not by
One
three.
commissioner can't do that.
I'm just telling you what the job description says.
You're a
From what
board of three and a majority rules. You can't have one commissioner taking over the county and running the county to suit himself.
Mrs.
And
Mazza,
that's what's going on here.
no, it's not what's going on. The job description is pretty clear. It was approved by the salary board. The jobs that this gentleman is charged with is far and beyond being an administrative assistant. That's why the job title was changed. And so, you know, what this gentleman is doing is being able to free me up to do work for the county that I'm charged with. That's much more important than the clerical or paperwork and even the attendance of meetings that he will go to. I can't be in two places at one time, so he will be able to represent me in various meetings, including preparing documentation to send out to various businesses. I mean, I'm out there trying to help this county with job creation, because simply, you know, when I'm out there talking to people like Boeing Aircraft, West Penn Power, and others, and creating actual good-paying jobs with healthcare benefits and pension plans for our people in Fayette County, so our brothers, sisters, children can stay here and have a good career instead of leaving the county. That's why.
Where are those jobs you create?
Well, since you asked, when I first got into office in 2012, the first thing I did was I called my friends at Allegheny Power. I asked them, I said, guys, I need you to help me create some jobs in Fayette County.
Where are
They just completed a facility off Route 201 in Dunbar Township that will, in fact, they already started to hire. Those, there will be about 100 brand new jobs. These aren't jobs that are going to be transferred from someplace else. 100 brand new jobs. They're technical and engineering jobs.
Okay,
So
that was,
our kids that can go to college, can have a job here. There's too many of our kids that actually get a good education but have to leave the county to have a career. So those positions will command salaries ranging between $60,000 a year and $120,000 a year. They
okay,
can raise, so they
that's
can
one
raise their.
facility in 3.5 years. You've been in office 3.5 years, so that's
Would you like me to go on?
One,
Would you like me to go on?
if you've got
Okay.
other jobs you created, you're
We
taking
just-
credit for Allegheny Power jobs, okay, go ahead.
We
What
just-
else?
The other facility, I happen to personally like Boeing Aircraft because they're a great company to work for. We have, in fact, we just passed, at least two of us just passed the resolution, so Boeing could build a 65,000 square foot facility in the Smithfield Park. That facility will create about 400 new jobs. Now, those jobs are particularly important because, number one, the average wage would be about $45,000 a year. In addition, most of those jobs are going to be available for our kids coming right out of high school to be able to get a job. A lot of our kids, unfortunately, can't afford to go to college, or maybe they don't even know what they want to do, so they can still come out of high school and get a good paying job, again, with health care benefits and a pension plan. And Boeing is a company that if they do want to take some college courses, Boeing will pay for it. So those are.
Let me ask you a question, Mr. Amber.
Well, let me finish.
He has the floor. You ask him a question, he's answering it.
But he's
this-
taking forever.
I'm trying to impart some information that you obviously don't have.
Oh.
So, in addition, those jobs will bring in $18 million a year in payroll revenues. That's $18 million coming from outside the county to inside the county. That's one of the ways we create prosperity in Fayette County.
Okay, let me ask you a question. It's very important, so you need an extra special. Does Miss Winkler go out and do the same thing Mr. Gallo's doing? Does she do that for you, Mr. Zabatowski?
Mrs. Winkler has attended meetings in my absence on occasion. Primarily, Mrs. Winkler acts as, she does the mail, she does the answering, not to take any away from Mr. Gallo. Since his arrival, it's been a much more pleasant experience having two than having only one.
And Mrs. Zimmerling, who attends meetings for you?
I do.
You don't have an assistant, so who does all this little stuff for you?
You're right, I have no assistants, so I handle those matters.
So you do it for yourself. So in other words, you two are telling me you're more important than Mrs. Zimmerling.
No, by
and
no
that
means,
you,
by no means,
you,
Mrs. Winkler. By no
you
means.
need an assistant and you
By
have.
no means am I saying that. I'm just saying there are certain occasions that allow me to go to one place and not the other. And Kathy is few and far between attending those meetings. Most of the time is spent doing work within the office.
And that's what she was hired to do, and that's what Mr. Keller was hired to
as
being
a,
that,
I did call the HR department, and she said that there is no state set probationary period for non-union employees. We just have an orientation period. And, that's her information. I told her to double check. She did. But I can tell you that non-union employees are different from union, as you know.
right,
Non-union or at will, union or not. So there is no set probationary period.
well, it seems to me, and this is my opinion, and I think I'm about 99.9% correct when I say, that I think the two of you are out to financially ruin this town. That you wanna make the financial condition of this county so bad that when the new board of the commissioners takes over in January, their first job will be, we're gonna have to raise taxes and probably lay some employees off because of your actions these last 3-4 months of your time. You're lame ducks, and you ought to be not spending any money, creating jobs for friends, giving big raises to people. That's not what you were elected to do. And all I can say is shame on both of you.
Is there any additional public comment on agenda items? Yes, sir. Would you please state your name for the record?
My name is Jim Armstrong.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to address on the spreadsheet, 10th draw, Cannon Design, jail issue.
Sir, I don't know if that is on the agenda.
It's on the agenda.
Is it? Could you cite the,
I just told you. 10th drawdown,
okay. I see.
Invoice number
I got you.
155610,
I got you.
Cannon Design, Fayette County Prison Project. Year expense 2015. Right into more budget issues. There's been a lot of hubbub. I've been following this jail issue for a while. We don't have enough jail space. Judges are releasing prisoners back on the street. We have the second highest crime rate in Pennsylvania, next to Philadelphia. Something has to be done. This has been an issue since years, decades, and decades. Okay? Now, specifically, I'd like to address these studies. I have 2 studies before me. Fayette County Prison Facility Needs Assessment and Feasibility Study, done in 2013.
Sir, this is not an agenda item.
No, this is the Canada Design Study.
Again, sir.
It goes to the agenda item, and I'll be brief. I'll be
Sir,
briefer than anybody we've heard.
in all due respect,
But-
sir, we allowed that to happen last month, and in brevity,
2 minutes. 2 minutes to have my say.
then I
The main issue,
Sir,
now,
sir,
you're talking, but let me just have my
sir,
public comment.
please afford me that, if I grant you the 2 minutes, then I gotta grant 2 minutes to anybody else that wants to say.
90 seconds, this is the public
Again,
comment section.
This is a public comment section
Okay,
on
I'm the
agenda
public, I'm
items.
part of the public. I'm all the
On
public.
agenda items.
This is on the agenda, it's on the spreadsheet. You're
What's-
voting to invoice, right here.
I don't see it, sir.
Go to the back, 10th drawdown. I won't be silenced by,
No, I'm not trying to silence you,
Trickery.
sir. I'm just
may I,
trying to.
may I approach the bench and show you where it's
I
at?
see what you're talking about.
Okay, that's what I want to
It's
address.
under the
And now I only
drawdown.
need 60 seconds.
Okay, please continue, sir. I will yield if it is on
Okay,
the agenda under the drawdown.
2 studies. This study, $24,000. Very complete study. Gives you 3 options, everything you could want to do with a prison. Solves the problem. This study here is a concept plan. $185,000. You guys are voting today to pay out $26,000 to these people. I went through this study. I looked at it. I compared the 2 closely. There's 10 good pages of information in here. There's 58 good pages of information in here. Keep it simple. That's $18,500 a page. This study costs as much as the average family in Fayette County makes in 10 years. Now, if you want to talk about wasting money, who commissioned this study? Where did this money come from? How were these people selected? That's pretty much what I have to say. We have a problem. It needs to be solved. I'd like to see this addressed, and this isn't the end of it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Is there any additional public comment on the agenda item? Just, ma'am, get your hand up first. Could you please state your name for the record, ma'am?
J. Brown.
Yes,
I was a landlord for up until now. The reason why they took the landlord from me, I had a tenant for 27 years. I don't know never my tenant's business what we're doing, which I should. When I go down, she would have something there. She's saying relative. So this went on for a couple of months ago. I got a call from my thing, from my tenant next door, 214. And he said, I can't cut my lawn. There's this Indian man next door that shouldn't be there. He has a dog, baby all over the yard. So I looked into the matter and I called Section 8. They said, she has somebody living there. Evict her. Okay, so I did. So I said, Mr. Mitchell down. Mr. Mitchell is is lieutenant of mine. He has his efficiency department. I have my apartment. There's 3 doors. There's a private door to his apartment on the outside, one inside. My door, my apartment has separate. Okay. Well, I got a letter from Section 8. Well, I wrote Debbie this letter. Okay, her name is Debbie Pierce. I read her letter, told her, I said that Mr. Mitchell, which we had like a kind of a business thing, one day I went down and I sent the eviction notice down to Mr. Mitchell. Okay.
ma'am, I'm gonna, this is it. I let you start speaking and you started. This is not an agenda item, but again, I'll let you finish up in 1 minute if you're brief, and then no further items will be spoken at this phase of the meeting unless the item is on the agenda, please.
And let me just say one thing, that's not to say that if there's any new items, that's for public comment at the end of the meeting.
Yes.
Oh, I thought, well, then
That's okay.
That's okay,
Yeah,
finish up
He
here,
didn't
ma'am.
know,
Anyhow,
apparently didn't know.
Do it,
Section eight.
Let him go back
Section
over.
8 told
Put it
me
on the line.
that I was
No.
not,
I'm going in the seat here.
Tom, no,
Now, wait a minute,
sit
wait.
down,
No, okay, go
sit down.
ahead. You
Let me
listen to
finish.
her.
Finish up, yes, ma'am.
Okay, when I went down to Debbie's apartment, her grandson was there, and Mr. was there, and they called 911. They said that he didn't belong there. So I said, well, yes, he does, because this is my husband. Well, they didn't want Mr. Mitchell on the property, and I figured, well, I think he's my husband, so they let him have free reign. Well, I wrote the letter to Debbie, telling her, you have no right to take him off, that he's my husband. He's not. He's my tenant. But anyhow, I got this letter from Section 8. They said that I owe them $1,706, $1,706. Okay, that because they want me to pay back this money that I got from Section 8, because they claim that I am married to Mr. Mitchell. We went to the courthouse and got record that there's no marriage license, there's no common law in Pennsylvania. So Section 8 will not accept it. They still tell me that you are not allowed to be a landlord. You have to pay this money back. Hey, it's not true. We have all this evidence that I'm not his landlord. I am he's my handyman. And I also have a letter from Attorney Davis. Attorney Davis tells me that he went by Section 8. What is there to go by? I am not married. Mr. Mitchell is not married. He has a contract with Section 8.
What we can do for you is this, ma'am. Kathy, can you take down their name and number? and we can contact the individuals at the housing authority and get additional clarification for you. If you please write your name and
One
address.
more thing.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, we've got congressmen, we have senators that been sitting in there for, they're 90 years old. These people that run Section 8, they've been there forever. They've been there for, when I started 27 years ago with Section 8, they were there. They're still there. I had another thing with 2009, these people. They need to be cleared out of there, new people put in there, because they are, they're no good. I mean,
Mrs. Brown, I'd like to make a suggestion so that this can be handled for you in a more timely manner. Since this board of commissioners has no authority over the housing authority, as has been said to me on several occasions when I went to help straighten out the housing authority, it was always been deferred to the board members because we were supposed to be separate and apart. So what I would suggest is there is a lady here who happens to be a board member, okay? And she's right behind you, but not right behind you, but I'm gonna just make a suggestion, okay? That if you would give her, write down, she's gonna get you a piece of paper and pencil, you write down your name and your telephone number. I am confident that that board member who I served with for many, many years will take care of that situation. She's not gonna handle it directly, because that's not what she's permitted to do. But what I will tell you that she will do is that she will get you hooked up with the proper individuals in the housing authority and make sure that you have a sit down and that the matter gets at least discussed.
well,
Okay?
let me tell you this.
Correct?
We
You
had
still-
to sit down.
No, and apparently it didn't work. So now it's time for a board member to make sure that there is a sit down and that you are heard from beginning to end. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
May I interject? Not personally, nothing personal. I'm retired. I'm 80 years old. I'm a veteran. I was veteran. I read that all through. Section 8, I didn't ask for Section 8. The veterans. I'm on pension. Okay? I lost my badge. Always lose my badge. I'm always losing. I get involved in causes with 2.5 like that. You know, Angela, you know me, I get a lot of causes. Mon Valley Unemployed Committee. I'm not going to address nothing there because we've been down 2 houses being lost years ago. Mr. Lincoln, Mr. Taylor, we all caught them on that back trail up there when they were driving the back. We got something done. The state can't take property or seize property unless it's for public domain. Okay. I'm not going to take no more of your time. I was involved with her. My wife died 50 years after 50 years of marriage. I raised 6 children. I run 3 times for sheriff in this county myself. Mr. Smith sat there. By the grace of God, he wanted me to run for that office. I didn't. I don't want politics. I can't get away from it either. But still all know. I was involved because she wrote a letter like a power attorney to help her on people who were taking her under Section 8. They give the grant back, they took mine. I don't want Section 8. I pay my way, and what I do, that's my apartment, my home burned up. And I still have it there, it's laying dormant. I pay taxes on that property yet. You know, the thing is, when you get personal, and I read this contract, I signed the contract single, and I am single. And if they don't like it, they can take and shove this housing authority right where it belongs. It belongs to the people who needs homes. And that's why I went there. Now I'm getting a little, I not get emotional, but I'm tired of sitting around over the years here in this county. Mr. Basidi knows, I've rubbed shoulders with people called political and social. I'm retired. I'm not supposed to be doing things. But then again, I get involved because she says, what did she feels about me is nobody's doggone business anyhow. Okay? There is no common law. Pennsylvania put aside. But I'll tell you something right now. she wants to be married to me by the holy scripture in the Bible. That woman I love. And I don't care what anybody knows it. Don't hold in my emotions and my morals against me. I am what I am, and I signed the contract and I live by it. Now, I've had a lot of fights even with certifications. You know that. When this court, the state Supreme Court told me, a police officer, I went to school and they tried to tell me I was fraud and a forger. I'll tell you what, I'm a police officer, retired out of Vanderbilt Borough, did security all over this county for everybody. And I'll tell you what, I don't want my name judged to the dirt either. I'll tell you what, the law tells me if I'm not dealt fairly and they don't know, they want to give back their money, okay, but it belongs to her. She has a business, and I'm renting it. And I will take my contract, or I'll sue for breach of contract. And that is the law. Okay? Now, I'm done. And like I said, I'm not going to be a fool on the phone. I'm 80 years old, and I love my Jesus Christ. You understand?
Additional public
I'm
comment?
sorry to get that.
That's okay, sir. God bless you.
No
Thank you
more.
for your service.
No more.
Mr. Kavanaugh, good morning, sir.
Morning. I'm speaking on item number 10,
That's all right. Ain't going anywhere.
under Commissioner's Unit. The concern I have, and Mr. Anderson, maybe you can answer the question without giving a campaign speech. The concern I have is you're creating positions out of thin air. That the staff specialist, to my knowledge, has never existed in the commissioner's office ever. Has it?
My knowledge,
And then,
but it's a position that's
in May, you changed Mr. Zabatowski's administrative assistant to, what's the title?
Administrative assistant staff specialist.
It's staff specialist.
No, what is it, Kath? Administrative assistant specialist.
Okay, that's different.
Administrative specialist.
I wasn't even at the meeting or approved it, but that's what
Administrative specialist.
that's what.
Okay, great. They both were, to my knowledge, not in the county ever, correct? The problem with what you're changing Mr. Gallo to as a staff specialist, and you alluded to the fact that he is only responsible to you, and he will be attending meetings on your behalf, right?
he will be attending meetings on my behalf when requested. There's another commissioner that wishes to avail themselves of the services. I would be meaningful to that also.
But he's only responsible to you, and he's your assistant, correct?
That's right.
Okay, that's the problem I have with somebody being called a staff specialist, because he's still your administrative assistant. You're just changing the name to give him a $4,000 raise, as you did in May. You changed the name, you got a $3,000 to another administrative assistant. That's where it's at. The staff specialist, in my mind, and maybe in the public's mind, would allude to the fact that they are somehow in charge of staff. I mean, it just sounds to me like a staff specialist is something that's in charge of staff, not a
Mike, that would be a chief of staff that a lot of elected officials have. This is not a chief of staff. It's a staff specialist. My staff. I know Mike, you're trying to twist this.
I'm not trying to twist it. I'm trying to understand it. He's your administrative assistant. If you just wanted to give him a $4,000 raise, why didn't you just have the guts to step up and say, we're going to give him a $4,000 raise? He's responsible to me. He answers to me, as does Mrs. Winkler is responsible and answers to Mr. Zabatowski. That's where you need to be.
Mike, I don't need an administrative assistant. I need a staff specialist to do things that the administrative assistant doesn't do or doesn't have the responsibility to do. I've had an administrative assistant, it's not enough for me, because I need my time freed up to go
Kavanaugh, you have the floor, please, Mr. Benson. Mr. Kavanaugh.
It makes no sense. Staff specialist alludes to the fact that he's putting it out on emails, and that it's alluding to the fact that he works underneath for all three, when in fact he only works, is responsible to you as he is your administrative assistant, and she is your administrator.
Mrs. Winkler has done work for all three commissioners. Requires copies to be made. For the bell rings and she greets the people up front, brings them back. Mrs. Winkler does the mail majority of the time. Mrs. Winkler does a variety of work within the office.
Just so you know, for the outgoing income, the outgoing emails, well, we have a department head, so it's done on a rotation basis that I set up with the staff person. So she doesn't do, that position does not only do the mail. We have other department heads that also do.
Yes.
And my final question: is there any additional information that you two can impart on the public? There's soon to be a salary board meeting to create a position that is not budgeted in the veterans office.
No, I've been notified from the HR department of that.
That's all for the agenda.
Is there any additional public comment on agenda items? Without seeing any, let's move on. Item number 4, Fayette County Crime Victim Center of Fayette County. Consider approval of revised contract between the County of Fayette, Crime Victim Center of Fayette County.
Take this outside real quick. It's recording. Just
Motion by moved and seconded. All those in favor? Carried. Item number 5, consider act committee testimony, consider advertising for request for proposal by Fayette County Assistant Office for personal maintenance for a 1-year period beginning 1 January 2016 through 31 December 2016, with options to renew on an annual basis. Motion moved and seconded. All those in favor? Motion carried. Consider approval of the following for real estate tax exemption as they've been qualified as 100% disabled by the Veterans Administration of Pennsylvania. Jack B. Stoking, Smithfield, PA, effective 2015, school tax only. Olga Thorpe of Uniontown, 2015, school tax only. Carl Brzezinski, Uniontown, PA, effective 2015, school tax only. John T. Fields of Point Mary, effective 2015, school tax only. Dale C. Killen of Dunbar, effective 2015, school tax only. Motion properly moved and accepted. All those in favor? Motion carries. Item number 6, consider approval of agreements and modifications as listed by the Behavioral Health Administration. Motion properly moved and seconded. All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Consider approval of advertised bids for release of 2015 Ford Fusions for 2016 Ford Fusions for 2016 Chevrolet Malibus, sedans or equivalent models for Fayette County Behavioral Health Administration replaced 2003 Chevrolet Malibus. The request is to lease the vehicles for a period of either 36 or 39 months, depending on lease programs available. Motion properly moved and seconded. All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Under CYS, consider ratifying fiscal year 14-15 contract addendum purchase service agreement between the County of Fayette and Fayette County Children and Youth Services, Family Care for Children and Youth of Wilton, PA. The purpose of the addendum is to include foster care rate of $6.21. Properly second. All those in favor? Motion carries. Consider approval of fiscal year 15-16 services of $1,000. Motion properly moved and seconded. All those in favor? Motion carries. Consider approval of 1560 postal service agreement between County of Fayette and Fayette County Children's Services Community Action Southwest and Tri-Again Islands. And Washington, PA Community Action Southwest and Tri-Again will provide consultation, assessment, or testimony and documentation of collateral activity and quantities of service provided clearly identifying the face-to-face contact with the client and rate is $48. Motion properly moved and seconded. All those in favor? Motion carries. Consider approval of fiscal year 15-16 purchase of service agreement between the County of Fayette and Fayette County Children's Services and FLUs, licensed psychologist, the physical address being Greensburg, PA. This will provide evaluations for testimony on as needed basis. The rates are as follows on the agenda. Motion properly moved and seconded. All those in favor? Motion carries. Consider approval of fiscal year 2015-2016 purchase of service agreement between the County of Fayette and Fayette County Children's Services Community Resources of Fayette, also known as the Crime Victims Center of Fayette, for school and community program on an as-needed basis. The rate is $14,000 for contract period. Second, all those in favor? Carries. Consider approval of fiscal year 15-16 purchase service agreement between Fayette and Fayette County Children's Services Community Resources of Fayette County, Victim Center, Fayette County, preparing classes, truancy program, counseling, education, life skills, community awareness, teen skills, and as these basic rates are listed on the agenda. Consider approval of appointments of county resident Jolene Howe to a 3-year term on the Fayette County Children's Services Advisory Committee. The term shall expire on August 31st, 2018. The advisory committee voted unanimously on August 24th, 2015 monthly meeting to recommend her appointment to the commission at September meeting. Second, all those in favor? Motion carried. Consider ratification of $13,214.10 interest drawdowns and $43,887.30 construction expenses for the First National Bank construction note as motion. Motion properly second. All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Under controller financial condition of the county. Oh, so I apologize.
Okay, for the general fund, cash, checking account, United Bank, $6,943,494.82. For the funds owed the general fund, $226,692.54. General funds owed tax anticipation note is $3 million. The net position budget year is $4,170,187.36. Total 2015 revenues, $22,667,657.49. The 2015 expenditures is $20,251,860.39. The 2014 expenditures paid in 2015 is $1,753,401.77. The capital reserve is $221,444.43. The bond balance is $50,655.47. The Marcellus Shell balance is $2,830,551.48. Thank you. You're welcome.
Under the courts, consider approval on amendments to the Fayette County Municipal Handbook effective October 1, 2015 as attached. The amendment due to a 2015 domestic relations contract replacing the 2014 domestic relations contract. Motion been properly moved and seconded. All those in favor? Aye, motion carries. Consider approving the September 11th resignation of Laura Stayer, police local 1 CYS. Motion been properly moved and seconded. All those in favor? Aye, motion carries. Consider approving the September 2nd promotion, the 2015 promotion of Eugene Gallo Jr. to administrative assistant grade 9, staff specialist grade 13, $14.61 an hour. Second, motion properly moved and seconded. All those in favor? Motion carries. Election Bureau, consider ratifying the hire of Eric Cole as Department Clerk 2, SCIU grade 5, $10.76 per hour, effective 24 August 2015. Second. Commissioner Zimmerman, second. All those in favor? Aye. Okay, I second. Motion carries. Consider approving the September 2nd promotion of Angela Wyatt from HR Research Coordinator grade 10 to Human Resource Technician grade 12 at $14.09 an hour. Second, motion properly moved and second. All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries.
For both of those, since they're approving, that's already been done. This is approving September 2nd. What is the September 2nd promotion? When were they? We didn't have a meeting on September 2nd.
The salary. Classified as improved. That's what salary. I agree with what you're saying. Approving.
Salary board creates positions and sets salaries, and that is what occurred on September 2nd for both of those positions. What was just written voted on said that we're approving the promotions of those individuals. Salary boards do not promote individuals as salary board. Correct, Mr. Tucker?
What we're making, the reference was to the September 2nd promotion, which was the date of the salary, and the action was taken on that day. We're simply approving the action taken that day.
Well, we have, yeah, the answer to your question is yes. The problem we have is that sometimes commissioners actually put a salary board and sometimes the salary board actually put a commissioner. And once you have both boards sitting at the same time.
That's incorrect. Now, because commissioners cannot promote someone to a position that the salary board hasn't created. And we've never done that. And I've been here since, so that doesn't make sense.
That's exactly what the
No new positions was created. County code, it has that commissioners under county code appoints chief solicitor, and under county code, we can have assistant solicitor.
just did it. There are other things that happen that.
In this, I don't even want to talk about solicitors, because that's not on the agenda.
I understand it.
It says here that it was voted on just now, was approving a promotion that occurred at salary board. Salary board does
We're
not
approving
and they
the-
did promote, and they didn't name the individual. It's a matter of record now.
You have approved the action taken on September 2nd. Tax assessment, consider approving the July 29th of 2015 promotion of Sarah Byers, Jared Blue, from Assessor 1 grade 12, step A, to assessor 2, grade 13, step A. Ms. Byers is $14.08 an hour. Mr. Billy would be $14.57.
That also is one promotion as a reclassification under the union contract based on the new
Under reclassification.
change that to reclassification.
Second motion under reclassification. Motion probably moved in second. All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Item number 11, Fayette County Office of Human and Community Services fact. Consider awarding RFP -02 to A Affordable Sanitation Central PA for sewer removal, 10 cents, 10 cents per gallon for up to 5 years. Second.
You for anyone on that side? Did you receive anything from,
I know that they were the only
The only ones that bid.
one proposed that proposal, and I believe they were returning.
and then when it says for up to 5 years, does it mean that there's a
No, I don't.
I think they're saying up to 5 years, anticipating that there will be municipal sewage supply.
Well, it's listed as they're removing, 10 cents per gallon. There's no. I don't see
Just in
any
the
flat
event,
fee for
in the event that, we're not.
Probably move the second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Motion. Consider awarding RFP 15-03. There were no bids on this, did there? There were no bids on this RFP.
I know there were several companies that expressed interest in bidding, and Warburg Smith asked if today it could be. But that was not known prior to this agenda.
No bids were submitted, so if they cannot reject it, since no bids were submitted. Amend the agenda. I'll make a motion to amend the agenda to authorize the re-advertising for under RFP for design and construction storage building in Fayette County Office of Human and Community Services.
Motion probably moved in second, all those in favor? Motion carries. Is there any public comment? on the amended item? That's any public comment on the amended item. Consider approval to advertise an RFP for vehicle over. Oh, vote on it. Consider
I'll make a motion to authorize
Please consider awarding bid 15-05 for the inmate yard fencing project at Fayette County Prison, the lowest responsible bidder, Schrock Fence Company, at a total bid cost of $51,906.54. Funding for this project is available in the prison budget under line item 57,000, capital outlay.
First off, there was a transfer to that. I checked yesterday. They used this month for $4,51,000. Is there as of now? Agenda meeting, this year was there was a requisition that you signed off and commissioner signed to do transfer to that line item. By all means, this is important, this has to. However, John, I believe we all received for us some information from jail staff in that you responded back to it. This is not the lowest bidder, it's the second lowest bidder. And the lowest bidder,
It was about $3,000 or $4,000.
here. This one here is 51,906. We received 3 bids, correct? Another one was 45,650, which is the lowest bid. Now, obviously, you do the lowest responsible bid, and that's where the issue comes up. Based on apparently, jail staff contacted Chief Clerk and then contacted you and said that he is suggesting that you not go with the lowest bid, but go with the second lowest bid, because the lowest bid was not a responsible bidder because that company failed to do an on-site visit. You then wrote back and said you agree with that. Apparently then, jail staff contacted that lowest bidder to tell that company that they would not be awarded the bid. You then received one from that lowest bidder who is protesting this and states that it was not a this is your email online. You number one indicated to the chief clerk to make sure that the jail staff does not respond back to the protest bidder. However, that jail staff did. So, but the issue before us right now is we have informing us earlier it was not a requirement to do an on-site visit, and it wasn't stated in the bid specs. So, Although, again, expense is needed. We don't want to get ourselves into a situation if the bid spec did not make it a mandatory requirement that the company do business. And in my opinion, we cannot say that this company did not meet the bid specs because specified in the bid. So there's some things that you don't want to discuss pending legal action, and if you have to go in an executive session, then so be it at this point, but I don't think we should, it is your legal opinion.
Well, copy of the specifications. My only concern is this, I mean, I find it very difficult to comprehend that someone is bidding for a fence contract that requires something, a necessary number, like how many feet is required to put around a certain area, would not think an on-site review would be necessary. I mean,
His response was, the entire site is visible on Google Maps and Google Earth, and they are installing the chain link fence on subsurface reports. But regardless of what you and I may think, the point is, it was the bid spec, and it being suggested that it not be accepted because that company wasn't the lowest responsive bidder. But his position is clearly stating, as you presented, that it wasn't mandatory.
I think this, big.
Recorded, I read it.
Yes, I did. And based on the information I was given about the specification, it was mandatory. And what this gentleman is saying is true.
Did you review the?
I got the language sent to me by email, and the language that I was given was correct. Made it a mandatory requirement.
The bid spec says
But I'm positive that's what was in the email that was sent to me.
okay, but so a staff member said it was mandatory, but was it? We're
I
having
read
an
the language.
okay.
And did they, you're asking me the question, did they actually reproduce the language
Right.
from the bid?
Right, I don't want a staff
I
member just to
wouldn't
tell
know
us that. Okay, then I would suggest that we not take action on this, and let's move on to some other items. In the meantime, one of the two commissioner assistants can walk up to the courthouse or to the jail and get a copy of it from somebody. Get the bid spec, bring it back down, so we can get this. Okay. So you can look directly at the document and determine it, because actually that kind of stuff certainly needs to be done. I'm not gonna take the chance that you send us a letter that says that it wasn't mandatory, and this is the other company. I'm not gonna take the chance to send it to all of us, but if it was mandatory, then we vote and we move on. If it wasn't, we don't know.
consider advertising the request for proposals to technical and pricing proposals to provide comprehensive health care services to prison inmate population for a 5-year period in January 2016 to December 31, 2020. For prisons currently comprehensive health care is with prime care and all program will expire on December 2015. Motion properly in second, all those in favor? Motion carries. Consider ratification of following transfers, total debits $20,586.37. Total credits $20,586.37. Both debits and credits equal the same amount. Motion properly moved in second, all those in favor? Motion carries. Is there any public announcements? Without any public announcements, we have public comment? Yeah.
young professional chef here. I'm only 24. I've lived here the majority of my life. I can say now at 24, I have more friends in rehab or prison than in college. There's a study done by Bruce Alexander that correlates the connection between addiction and the community. Addiction is not a chemical problem. Addiction is a community problem. There's no effort from the community to help really treat this addiction. There's no outlets for the youth. What are they to do? There's nothing for them to do, so they turn to drugs. There's nowhere to go. You break one minor law, we over police and over prison, or overpopulate the prison, so we can try to get a new one. All that does is hook people my age on drugs that they can't get off when they get out because we have no help. There is nowhere for us to go. Everybody's trying to make the community better now. What about 10 years? I had a child, 17 years old. Last year, I sent him to live with his mother in Richmond, Virginia, because I have no faith in the way this county is going. My children grow up here. We're wasting money on prison studies and not fixing the problem why people are in prison. Why are we spending the money to build a new prison and not put the money into stopping people from going? Simple DUI. Simple. I mean, even a marijuana DUI, where there are no injuries, nobody involved. Comes with a mandatory sentence of 2 to 6 months in prison. For what? Nobody was hurt. DUI is not something that anybody should do. Driving under the influence is very dangerous. But if it's something that does not hurt anybody, why are we ruining people's lives for it? We're looking at building new fences around the prison. At the same time, you guys are paying to have studies done to build a new prison. Why are we looking at paying $50,000 towards building a new fence while you're paying out hundreds of thousands of dollars to have somebody else look at building a new one? This county does not care about the youth. My generation is being unheard. There's nothing for any of us to do. You're talking about the jobs that Boeing's going to be bringing in for kids right out of high school. So we're going to give them all kinds of money with nothing to do. What's going to happen then? Where is the productivity for my generation? What advancement opportunities do we have? Do we have anything? I'm asking you, is there anything for the younger generation to do to become more positive? We are a poverty-ridden county, so money is not openly available for everybody. The only people that get ahead are those with money, or those with athletic abilities that give them the opportunity to go up. How many scholarships are handed out from the county? How many students are helped from the county?
The funds that are available for post-secondary education are traditionally done through Fed under Title IV.
Yeah.
And through the state program. And then obviously institutional funding streams to help offset the need for loans. But I do agree with you. The cost of post-secondary education is going through the roof unless not we, because it's at a higher governmental level than this table. But unless something is done, we have students walking out with 65, 70, maybe in some cases $100,000 worth of college loans, and the job market doesn't support repayment of those loans. We have a 33% cohort default rate on a traditionally national average. I know I still record.
What I'm getting at, this board, the three of you up there have the say so to put hundreds of thousands of dollars into building a new prison, but you can't look into building a better place for kids. I mean, he said, what was it, $185,000 on one prison study? Couldn't that,
No, that
Concept.
on the concept, $185,000 on a prison concept.
was, it was 3.5 $5 million on something else for blueprints, but what are you asking? Are you asking like the commissioners to
why
build
are-
something?
Yes, why are we spending so much money to make sure that we can lock people up instead of putting that money towards making sure that people can get ahead?
Well, I would say that the board of commissioners, the ones sitting here now, as well as the past, have worked with other entities in addressing these problems. We continue to do that. I mean, we all do that. We have so much authority and power as well. We do all of us do that.
Where's the priorities? If every day all we hear from our local media regarding the commissioner, what they're doing for the prison.
I mean, what we've tried to do in conjunction, and mind you, the courts are the governing body over law.
Yeah.
The enforcement of infractions. What we've done, this board and the previous board, was create avenues that would hopefully avert sentencing, or at least look at alternative forms of sentencing. We've created, and this has been repeated. We've created a drug and alcohol. We've created a veterans court. We've created a mental health court. Put in place a day reporting center. So from the administrative side of what we're capable of, in conjunction and cooperation, we're trying to take those steps to make those violations, as you said, be ruined for the rest of your life. I'll speak to the legislative side. In the 90s, in the 80s and the 90s, they came out with mandatory minimums. Now they see the error of their ways, so to speak. So slowly you're seeing that start to erode. It is a complex problem because we do have a lot of youth that go home and first thing they turn on is I know, I have it myself. I have to watch what he's playing and make sure he doesn't play for 4 hours a day. It's good that townships like North Union, South Union, Redstone had acquired funding to build recreation centers. Those are important facilities. I know growing up, we used to have summer youth programs at our local park. The fundings for those programs have subsequently dried up.
Okay, then I have a question. Why is the funding for those programs dried up while our funding for exploring prison operations has multiplied?
Fortunately, it's a necessary
Treatment is not a better option.
again, when a judge sentences somebody to a 12-month
Yes,
sentence,
I
we have
understand.
to have a facility to put them in.
I understand that, but shouldn't our goal be preventing them from getting?
I concur. I've been working on a co-occurring treatment facility that would treat both mental health and addiction, but at the same time, something that a family member of mine didn't have the opportunity to receive and subsequently took their life because of it. So I've been working. We're making strides to get that facility in the face.
The study done by Bruce Alexander states that you can take somebody addicted to drugs, put them in a positive environment, they're half as likely to return to use the drugs. Everybody moving in and out of the prison, dealing with private care medical, gets hooked on medication that they do not want, which I have seen happen personally. They come out addicted to drugs. This is not a positive environment to help relieve the stress. This is not as a member of our youth, there is nothing here to help anybody get clean, stay clean. We have these drug and alcohol programs. I went through a drug and alcohol program myself. I sat there, they told me why drugs were bad. They offered me no help. There was no, hey, here, you can come be a part of this community organization to get some meaning. There is no way that we give people meaning to get back on the right track when all they have to look forward to is the drugs. Prime Care Medical has given medication to 3 people. 2 of them it was against religious preferences, and 1 of them was against personal preferences. They are now addicted to the drugs that they were given while they started time. And what do we do to help them make it out? We send people to jail, hook them on drugs, send them out. Of course, they're going to commit more crime to get the drugs that they were hooked on.
In addition to what Commissioner Santana just stated, we have adopted Genesis House, which has different elements of rehabilitation. Not only is there a space element, which works very well for a lot of people, it also brings that family atmosphere to the individuals that actually most of them never had growing up. So, and they help them get jobs and work while they're still at Genesis. So this helps people get out on their own. In addition, we're trying to make the county make areas available for family type atmospheres. We just passed a resolution to help improve our county parks where families can go as a family unit and have activities to do, whether it's fishing or playing volleyball or whatever those activities they like to do. So getting back to the family units, we're trying to make the conditions better for that. And poverty is also a key element. We started this is done more privately. There's a organization called Circles of Poverty. It's a national organization that helps families at or below the poverty line and helps them do things to get them to twice the income of the poverty line. That's a program that just started back. They just celebrated their 1-year anniversary on Sunday. So that's starting to become more widespread. I hope it covers the whole county because that's an organization that can help a family, one family at a time, help them get out of poverty. So there's a lot of, this is not, Commissioner Beth already alluded to, it's not a situation where there's one silver bullet. It takes a lot of different elements to help out. And I'm not sure I understood exactly what you insinuated when you said about the voting jobs. Gives people a lot of money. Well,
It gives
what it does
18 to 19-year-olds coming straight out of high school with no outlet, no positive outlet, money in their hand. I'm sure most of you aren't aware.
Well,
but this generation here in Fayette County, drugs is the biggest profession here. And you put all this money in these hands of these kids who have nowhere to go, nothing to do. What are they?
First of all, giving kids a full-time job, health care benefits, and pension plan is a very good start. These kids can't work there and be on drugs. Most good manufacturers, most good companies have drug policies and they have random testing. So that gives them incentive, number one, to stay off. Number two, gives them works better than them not having a job. I can tell you that, and then it gives them incentive to maybe start taking some college classes or other technical jobs that pay. So this gives them hope, and that's the key. I think that you're trying to focus in on is our kids don't have hope because they don't have a home. They don't have the things that is necessary to pull their life together and to give them some hope for the future. So these are the important elements that we're all trying to do to help these young people have a good life for themselves. So, I know, you probably don't, maybe aren't aware of a lot of these things, but these are things that are very important to our community. These are things that we're working on every day.
I'm very aware. I like I said, I pay attention, I follow. But the thing is, give these people a little bit of hope. How are you going to follow through?
I think too, there becomes a level of personal responsibility. We have to be responsible for our own actions. We cannot always look to the left or the right. So if opportunities are provided, then we must take advantage of them. And that's where personal responsibility. I mean, I know you. This is one of the best young chefs in Fayette County. I'll tell you that right now. This guy could turn a possum into a gourmet meal. Not that I want any possum anytime soon. But again, if given that opportunity, this young man has what it takes to be successful. We just, as a society, must open those doors.
Probably there's too many doors closed. But that is all.
Yeah, we just got.
Right, I was just confused, if that wasn't brought up, from legal point, and you'd have voted, could that have led to a lawsuit from that person, the lowest bidder?
Well, if we would have taken Mr. Cook's word, he would have taken the word of the email he received from the jail staff person, and all that was incorrect, potentially, yes, he could have contested. But if you will read in the bid specifications, it does use the word responsibility of the bidder.
But that is why I brought it up, because the lowest bidder contacted the county to say that he is going to protest. So we have to address it, and that's why we're addressing it.
Just because I this question, Commissioner, you're the chairman. It seems like whenever I speak, you call it my attention to keep it down. But yet today, there was a definite service atmosphere to this. People being aggressive and speaking. I'm here to see, people were talking throughout the meeting and there seemed to be no control. I couldn't hear because of several people talking very loudly.
I didn't,
Yeah, I was-
Mary Beth, if you would have brought that to my attention,
He'd have
I'm
probably told me to
concentrating on what you're saying. If you would have turned to me and said, there's noise in the back, I didn't hear outside of only 5 or 6 people have spoken throughout the course of this meeting.
Well, it was just a lot of rumbling.
Okay, I
And I was going
apologize.
to, but I'm afraid I'd have gotten.
I apologize, ma'am. If you would have pointed out to me, I would have
That's
asked.
time I will.
I apologize.
Okay, now, how is the status of the lease with Chevron going? Do you still have the green light to go
I spoke with Alex yesterday. And he had said that he did receive a copy of the lease, that he had forwarded it up to the that's correct, and that they're exchanging the discussion for documentation with Mr.
So you don't have the green light like this in the paper.
Well, Alex said, he had told me that the only concern that they had at that time was that the proceeds that were going to be forwarded to the county by Chevron, to ensure that they were since that time, you know, I don't know what has transpired outside the fact that now it's in the hands of the legal and probably better off that it is. So, legal departments, legal minds look at it, make sure that it meets, the letter of the law. And nothing has happened as of today, at least not engaged in. We're still waiting for a response now. And Mr. Scott, you said you was, had some correspondence with Alex or something like that.
We wanted a specific. Oh, he sent me an email with a paragraph.
Is that an additional paragraph? Because they had sent a, communication through, Gallo. Put that in the. There was that insertion. Okay, so we're, so we're not sure if it's an additional.
So at this time, it's
Yeah,
still,
there may be additional language apparently based on what.
But he doesn't know what that paragraph says.
Right, because he said he just.
Yesterday. Okay, and
That I said that when I talked to the guy on the telephone yesterday, he sent me an email overnight.
oh, you got to answer every note. Just, this is. I'm the one of a lot of online harassment, and someone from I picked up this place behind my car. But I just wanted to say that. My final question is, did it happen? Of course not. It's gonna be strong. Now it's very sweet for you and you're very fast. But, here's a photo that was done 7 months ago of you using a brown Chevy Malibu. 14 several weeks, approximately weeks.
no, it was
Hardship.
about
It was-
9 or 10 days.
Okay, but, and then it fell under the hardship issue, which makes no sense, because couldn't have to get the children there to take to work, couldn't rent a car.
I tried to rent a car, there were
Well,
no rentals
in
available.
that day, but I'm sure if it's 3 weeks.
No.
Well, how about, I mean.
And I
you
used
know,
the county car to go to my home, from to the office. The only stop that I made was not work related, was I picked my son up at school.
You didn't go to the doctor's office?
That was work related. I was working, as I said, on the co-occurring condition. I picked up the phone.
With your son?
Yeah, well, you gotta go with me somewhere. I was working, and I had to pick him up from school, so yeah, picked him up. But other than that, no, and I have the policy, and again, other people use county cars full-time, take them home. I used it, my car was being repaired, I couldn't get a rental. I used the county car for a few days, several days. I've never sought reimbursement. I fueled the car myself. I've used my car. I don't think I've ever sought reimbursement, only one time for parking in the city of Pittsburgh. I've taken it to DC, Harrisburg, never sought reimbursement. So I don't think it's a big issue when other people have used their cars. Now, if you want me to, I'll claim that on my tax return, which after so many mileage, it becomes defined as earned income.
Well, it's don't you have to, like we call it dead miles. Before going.
It has no application.
Couldn't you take it back bus to work?
I don't know if I'm on their fixed route.
You could call, hey, that's what it's for, isn't it? Instead of running the car, you could go on the bus.
Yes,
Hello, commissioners. This is my first time at this particular meeting, so I ask everybody have some patience with me. If I say something wrong or do something wrong, just give me a few times.
would you state your name for the
Yes,
record,
my
please?
name is Joyce. One of the things that has concerned me is I am a senior citizen, and I am collecting Social Security. I am a homeowner also, and everything concerning homeownership has gone up more than just $20-25. It's been significant. My Social Security went up 1.7%, is what I get to handle my costs and my expenses. Now, I know that the commissioners are not responsible for my personal life and things like this, but my concern is when I think of the paper that the commissioners made a decision to give somebody 2 to 4% increases, and now the discussion about this $4,000, $3,000 increases, promotions, salaries, and et cetera, I get a little bit upset because I have to struggle with my meetings, which means sometimes you have to cut back on things. I'd like to know what the commissioners' feelings are, considering that we have the highest unemployment in Fayette County, and the majority of those people in Fayette County are senior citizens over 65 years old that have to rely on a certain amount of income. And unfortunately, we live day to day where people are losing their homes that they lived in and raised families in because they can't afford to pay the increases in taxes that we expect to be billed for this $3 million waste that we had on the jail that the community did not want and protested to, as well as, what is the feelings of the commissioners to try and focus a little bit on helping the aged and the people that are losing their homes because they can't afford taxes, they can't afford school taxes, they can't afford all the increase in taxes because I realize you have a position where you have to look at everything, but sometimes I feel personally when you look at things, you have to look at the little people that you're affecting and that have to succumb to this, where people are not getting their medications, they're losing their homes, they're eating 1 time a day, and they have to do it with so much less. I just feel that my hands are tied behind my back, and that you guys make all these decisions with these expenses, and sometimes I don't think you take into consideration the effect that you're having, because I am retired now, I'm over 65, and now I'm looking for a part-time job, because at one point where I thought I could handle my mortgage and everything else associated with living alone, I now have to try and find supplemental income.
First of all, Fayette County, the county, has some of the lowest tax rate of the majority of counties in the southwestern Pennsylvania. I can't comment on your school tax or even city tax, township tax, whatever the case may be. Clearly, the school tax is the highest of the three. And I would urge all of you to contact your state legislators in support of House Bill 76, I believe, last year. I don't know if it's the same bill which abolishes property tax and converts everything into its sales tax, which would be a consumption tax based on utilization and, income related. Opposed to fixing property taxes, opposed to income only goes up at the rate of consumer price index on Social Security, usually is absorbed by the American.
But there, when you're spending money, and I have a really not too happy about this $3.5 million that to me was wasted income, dealing with this jail and people protesting and protesting and protesting. And now, every time you turn around, there's even more money being generated, towards the jail. This is just not fair to the community. It wasn't fair when you guys ignored us and when we protested and, the sunshine law was affected and still you spent, you spent, you spent. I would like to see the commissioners that represent the people in the community not only look at the broad spectrum of everything that you have to look at. I'm quite sure your job is not that easy up there with the decisions you have to make. So I'm not looking to put you down. I'm just talking personally that amount of money could pay my mortgage. And I just feel that you need to take more caution when you spend money. The other agenda that I have, and please don't anybody get mad at me, because I know there's a lot of important things here that don't have to do with my next topic. So please have patience and let me leave first. I am an animal advocate. I collect, where I live at, I've been collecting strays and catching them primarily cats because people don't neuter them and then they come around crying and hungry and thirsty, especially in the dead of winter when it's freezing outside. And I've gotten in trouble with the community, and they went to some people there and they called police on me and Redstone Township and a little bit. But I didn't get in any trouble because when I talked to people, they knew the sincerity in my heart. So when the SPCA closed, which it shouldn't because it was a terrible situation, I had started going all the way to Pittsburgh to take animals that I caught to Western Pennsylvania, which they have an open door policy. They take animals in, they don't charge you, and they don't put them to sleep unless it's warranted. Because I didn't want to, I caught 8 cats here this year, and I had gone to Redstone Township, and they came and they helped me. And I got very upset myself because they told me that they use Hoffman Kennels. Hoffman Kennels does not do anything to try to adopt cats. They told me point blank they euthanize all of them. It doesn't matter if they're kittens or whatever. And 50% of the dogs get euthanized. So I got upset and I started crying, which I want to do here also. And at one point, I found a home for one of the cats that I had picked up that day, and I found somebody that would take it because it was a kitten. When I tried to get the kitten back, the lady screamed at me on the phone. She yelled, she ran and raved, don't call me anymore. So one of the Redstone Township's superintendents called and they reminded her that we're paying them for this service, and I got the cat back, and the cat has a home with me. So my question is, what can you do something about this? I mean, I don't know how far. I think they're from Dunbar, Hoffman Kennels. Or wherever, but I know Western Pennsylvania. I've taken many. I have caught cats where I lived before, and they're humane there. They try to adopt. You can go online and check it out, and they'll even call you. They'll communicate with you. Is there anything you guys can do here to stop the affiliation with Hoffman Kennels and do some type of negotiation with Western Pennsylvania? Because they'll take from this area. I've taken them there, and it takes me. I took one cat there all the way 2 hours. When I got there, I don't mean to offend anybody with religion, but I said, God, if you want me to keep this cat, let it meow. And it meowed, the cat is home.
We'll look into
There are options, I think, there are a couple of organizations who try to deal with this problem. They're volunteer organizations.
Well, Friends of Animals don't take any.
No, they won't because they don't have the space.
Right.
They're being overwhelmed with this and they stop the other. And I agree with you. There's no reason why we should be putting down the number of animals that we've been putting down. And Fayette Friends of Animals always work to find homes for them. The problem is that we have an elderly population and poverty. And both those things create
a little experience now, into a nursing home, what are you gonna do with rent? Okay, there's no place. And Fayette Friends of Animals has tried to do that, but they have never received a penny from this county government taxes, ever. And I don't know that they ever will. There is a endowment with the Fayette County group, the endowment people. What is it? The Fayette County endowment is what I think it's called. And there is an endowment that has been opened and started to try to build an income for those people that they don't have to run 60 million fundraisers every year, which takes up time to put into the animals and solving the problem. So,
Issues will be, keep your name and number.
is there any possibility that somebody may move the SPCA to renovate that? Thank you so much.
One point remaining on the agenda, is, the matter still
Thank you.
contains fencing.
Sean, did you have an opportunity to look at the business?
Yeah.
Okay, and
You're the same verbiage. Email that I received.
well, there's one other, I showed you the email plus this. In your comment, recommendation, suggestion,
Well,
legal opinion.
my opinion is either accept the language in there is sufficient that they require respect, but
On site.
let's say inspection. I didn't write that language. It could have been
It
stronger.
should have said mandatory.
Yeah.
If they wanted it to be mandatory, then it needs to be mandatory. And so, bids specs will not be sent out until it has legal review. We have the solicitors here to review it. So we'll have to, again, relay that from the county department director. Again, see them that it has a legal review. We do have standard forms, and we shouldn't, this shouldn't occur. Because if you want it to be mandatory, you simply write the word mandatory. The highlighted here says it is the responsibility of each bidder who is submitting a bid to perform a site visit to become familiar with the local conditions. The protest that the bidder is stating is that it doesn't say that it's mandatory and that he was responsible by performing the site visit through, not actually coming onto the site, but through his Google Maps and search. And he says that the other part of that does say it is the responsibility of the contractor to field verify the project site prior to submitting the bid. So whatever the terminology, whatever the interpretation of field verify will be, his statement is that, he has had issues like this before, consulting the court and one, I understand what our options are. You're telling me that your interpretation and you could stand behind this if we move forward on it. Is that what you're saying?
As it pertains to the requirements of the respective bidding. Motion properly moved and seconded. All those in favor?
this
side of
particular.
it. Motion carries. So, yeah, back to public comment, and I just wanna let you know that I have to, my mother is in hospice, I have to leave here to be at, the doctor's appointment, 15 minutes, so I'm not going anywhere, just going to see my mom.
The, Boeing aircraft company facility in Smithfield, majority, not all, majority of jobs are, what's called an assembler, position. Assemble wiring harnesses for aircraft, different electronic components, and various things. Those positions are available to young people coming right out of high school that on-the-job training for them to have these very good jobs. That's why it's important for us to help these companies provide these jobs. That's the way we're going to get those rates down in Fayette County.
We've established roots here already. Just so feel very comfortable in the area. We're pretty strong about the workforce. We have relationships with other companies that coincide with the work that they do. So it's a natural thing. Again, would you disagree if they'd offer training to graduates from high school, put them through a training program that subsequently leads to an outcome of employment and earnings of $40,000 plus? Would you say that that's wrong? Would you say that's wrong? I'm asking you a question. Well, I would throw national statistics out the window, and I would applaud Boeing for conducting such a program. Well, but a single company, another single company, another single company, pretty soon you have. We have Johnson Matthey, we have,
Can I interject?
I mean, we have tons of
Right,
industries.
Here's the bottom line is, I'm not the CEO of Boeing or any other company. So I would say that if you or anyone else wants to ask them questions what Boeing's wages are, contact them. Because, people here can pat themselves on the back, but up here, before an election or after an election, but guess what? None of us created that company. So I would say, go to that company and argue whatever way you should. We have no quality. The company wants to come in the Fayette County, and the company comes in the Fayette County. Why would you say, no, you're not allowed to come in the Fayette County? That's different, and after it was discussed, they invited, we want to vote, they gave that tax
Well, I'm not to a car dealership, we never give a tax. To a
Well,
car
you're
dealership.
talking about them.
They don't sell cars. Such as, can you say, where will that high school graduate be 10 years from now? The high school graduate will be 28, 29, potentially married, raising a family, possibly on an income that is sustainable for him or his or her family.
I would also, their meetings are open to the public, and they are charged with the businesses. So it's a Fayette County redevelopment authority. So, and their meetings are open to the public. To make very good points, sir. And I think that those points should be made to those who are the individuals who are marketing and seeking these companies to come to Fayette County. Fayette County Economic Development and Fayette County Redevelopment Authority. If you contact me,
Oh, what are you talking about? That's still under investigation. Again, I cannot comment. I've already spoken with, after the agenda meeting the other day, I went over to the jail. I spoke with medical staff, as well as the prime care representative was there. The commissioner in walked in a few minutes after I was there, and I basically asked the same questions. I cannot discuss the matter. Dr. Riley will be conducting his review, and then we'll be able to go further into details. Again, again, you're raising allegations that I can't substantiate. Then I suggest that they do. Written complaint. I've raised some questions about prime care myself. Hopefully, I'll have those addressed. I've been trying to get a meeting with the vice president for a few weeks. I discussed that at the last meeting. I've been unsuccessful in getting that meeting. I'm not going to answer any question about primary medical until I receive all the facts based on all the investigatory aspects of the most recent. I can't hear you, I'm sorry. First actions. Reversing any action of that. I mean, if I have, that would have been something that would have been done by the administrative staff and or somebody affiliated with the jail. And a jail official did that, not I. Well, I remember when your dad came down, I called over to the jail, said do a welfare and safety check on the young man in question, and that was done, was it not? Okay, that's my job, is to make that call to do a welfare and safety check. I did that. I'm not a psychiatrist or psychologist. I can't answer that question. There's two RNs. I don't know what their scope of knowledge is. I've asked, I got a copy of the psychiatrist contract, HPHS, 2 weeks ago. It's about yay thick. I'm in the process of reviewing that. Well, it's a pretty thick document. So. Well, then you produce the nuclear deal, and I'll look at that too.
Comments take a long time on debate. Later. I do have a question now that the solicitor in regards to the Chevron case, section 1263 of the county code. You are the solicitor. I think there's a lot of people in the oil and gas business. My question is, I'm pro energy, by the way. Chico Pickens is one of my heroes. I believe we should energy in America, not by terrorists. I'm just curious how many people here are in the gas industry. Quite a few people. Very good. My own family, 3 of my own family members have worked in the industry for New York Stock Exchange. So we appreciate that. So my question to you, Mr. Tuck, solicitor here, under section 1263, says that in the sale of land or lease, that there's certain criteria that have to be followed. My contention that the county proper procedure. This has nothing to do with Chevron. This has everything to do with the county. To put it out, advertise 3 weeks, and that didn't. I'd just like to ask, did the county follow proper procedure according to the law?
If you look at logical
What does that mean?
well, we had a discussion earlier regarding the approval of the lease by DCNO. You cannot advertise something that you don't have. If we don't have an approved lease from DCNR, which will be approved by the county, what are we gonna do? Put an ad out that says whenever we get something, we're gonna post it on the board so you can read it?
Well, my
Wait, let me. Under those terms and conditions. At the last meeting. At the last.
No.
At it was not signed, but it was voted on. Nothing today was signed yet. Okay? But it was voted on, meaning okay, so at the last meeting, Chevron release, its terms and conditions was voted on and accepted by the board. So I'm just bringing you up to speed. You realize that, right?
You weren't present for that meeting.
So,
Okay,
my point is-
so the county then did approve those terms and conditions, which met the dollar figure. So the individual is asking, was it the requirement under county code before you do that, to have an advertisement? I think think that's what your question is.
Yeah, as a matter of
The
fact,
problem is that's not the sequence. The problem is if you look at how the transaction is structured,
Should the county?
we're still at step two, and what you're suggesting is
well, the DCNR thing came in after the fact, after people talking about it, but at least we voted on to approve. You're two of the board, Mr. Cobb, and, two of the board voted to approve the lease. How can we vote to approve the lease before it says clearly in the county code? They voted to approve it. The DCNR came in after the fact. Fact of the matter, it's important, the county code, section 1263. The board of county commissioners must seek expert counsel, which they did after the fact, from my understanding, going up and talking to the assessor. Secondly, they did not advertise in two newspapers, of general circulation, for 3 consecutive weeks. So, how can they vote to approve the lease when they did the homework backwards? The fact of the matter is, under the county code, am I right or am I wrong? Under section 1263, before county commissioners can enter into a lease, they have to follow the proper procedure of the county code. And that is seeking expert counsel and advertising in 2 newspapers, general circulation, 3 weeks consecutively. So my question is, did the commissioners have a right to approve the lease before advertising in the general newspapers 3 consecutive weeks?
the answer to your question is that's not the answer.
So, this is my time, everybody, just please, put that in order. The question, so, how, Mr. Cup, approve the deal, you don't have to just. So the question is, was that vote illegal? Or not proper? Or irrelevant?
That will be determined by DCNR.
I'm asking, I am asking the lawyer.
It's not, and I represent them.
And
Okay,
the county.
then I'll ask,
I'm
okay,
there.
Well,
Okay,
what is the advice
then
then?
I'll ask,
Okay, thank you.
okay?
You have
And
to
I'm
follow the procedure.
Right, that's great, but, yeah, I know we have